So hello everyone, welcome back to Hasvora Education. Today we'll be solving the Maths 9709 Paper 1 Variant 2, and this is from the session of the May-June 2025. The time allowed for this paper is 1 hour and 50 minutes, and the total marks for this paper are 75 marks. So before starting the video, if you are new to the channel and you think that this channel is beneficial for you, do share it, like the video and subscribe the channel. And also I have a message for this video, that from this video I'll be explaining the details of the question, and I'll be going a further mile to explain each and every step, okay? Because some of the students requested to actually elaborate the concepts in more detail, so that is why I'm going to be doing that. So in the case if you feel that there is much verbosity in the video, so increase the speed of the video to 1.25x or 1.5x and also cope with it. So I'll be actually ensuring that there is no doubt left, okay? So now let's get back to the video. So question number 1 says the diagram shows the graph with the equation y is equals to f of x and y is equals to g of x. So describe fully a sequence of two transformations. So they have stated that two transformations which transforms the graph of y is equals to f of x to the graph of y is equals to g of x. Making clear the order. So the order is important in this question. So in the case if you just switch the order, actually the transformation will be switched, and that is why the examiner will deduct marks. So in which the transformation should be applied. So first of all, what is the f of x? So f of x is this graph and this is transformed to this graph, okay? So this is actually changed to this graph. So first of all, if you look into both of these graphs, so can you see that this point is being shifted how much places down? 1, then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now most of the students will just write that there is a translation in the y-axis of 8 units, but before checking for the translation you should always check for the stretch, because in most of the cases the translation is actually because of the stretch, okay? So if you look here, first of all you have to look into the space that is being used by each of the line, okay? So if you look into here, this line is actually using how much space? It is using 1 unit vertically, and same if I look for this one, this is using 3 units vertically, okay? And now if you check that this is transformed into the g of x, what I can see is that it is using 2 units here, okay? It is using 2 units here and it is using 6 units here. So what can you see? It is being transformed from 1 unit to 2 units and from 3 units to 6 units. This means that there is a vertical stretch, okay? There is a vertical stretch with the scale factor of 2. But now we need to realize that what is the factor of the translation, because if you see, if I have for example if I have this point here, it is at -1, so it is going to be multiplied with 2 and it is going to become -2, okay? So originally if you just look it like this, so your graph should look something like this, okay? It should be, when it is just translated, it should look something like this, okay? And then it is going to be multiplied by the scale factor of 2 and it is going to be undergoing the stretch. But before this, let's see now what is the translation. So 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6 and then 7. So now this is your translation. This is being translated 7 units down and then the vertical stretch is being applied, okay? So this will be the correct order then. So now let's write it. So first of all, we are translating it, okay, but always and always check for the stretch before looking for the translation, because in this scenario we all also had the translation of 1 unit because of the stretch. Okay, so the first thing that was being transformed was the vertical translation by the vector 0 in the x direction and -7 in the y direction, okay, because it is moving down. And the second one is stretch in y direction by the scale factor of 2. And you should remember that in the horizontal stretch we have the reciprocal of the scale factor, and in the y direction we have the same as we look for. Okay, now let's move on to question number 2. So question number 2 says that find the coordinates of the point of intersection of the curve and the line with the equations. So this is your line of equation and this is your curve equation. So now if you are finding the points of intersection, you should equate both of them. Either you should substitute them, or if you can, then you should equate them. Okay, so you will get the coordinates of the point of intersection. First of all, you will get one of the coordinates like y or the x, and then you will put them into respective equations to find their x or y coordinate. Okay, so first of all, let's rearrange one of the equations. So I'm going to be rearranging the linear one, the line equation, so that I can just substitute it. So this is going to become x is equals to, so 4 is going to be shifted to that side, so it is going to become minus y minus 4, and because this was 2x, this will become divided by 2. Okay, so I'm going to be substituting this into the first equation of the curve. So this is going to become 2, and then instead of the x, it is going to become minus y minus 4 divided by 2, and then into y plus 5y square is equals to 24. This is going to become cut both of the 2's. This is going to become minus y minus 4 into the y, so this becomes minus y square minus 4y plus 5y square is equals to 24. Now let's just simplify this. This is going to become 4y square minus 4y square minus 4y, and then the 24 is going to be shifted to that side. This becomes minus 24 is equals to 0. Now let's decide what is this factors. So we have to choose the factors that actually multiplies to give us the product of these two. So minus 4 into 24, let's see what that is. Let's simplify it first. Okay, let's simplify it. So I'm going to divide this whole equation by 4. This becomes y square minus y minus 6 is equals to 0. Okay, so actually what factor will give us the product of 1 and 6? So what factor will give us minus 6, and it is going to add up to give us minus 1. So let's see. So if I do minus 3 plus 2, it is going to become minus 1, and if I multiply them, it is going to become minus 6. Okay, so these are going to be our factors. So y square minus 3y, because we have the sign of minus, and then plus 2y because they will be subtracting, and then minus 6 is equals to 0. So y into y minus 3 plus 2 into y minus 3 is equals to 0. So this is going to become y plus 2 or y minus 3 is equals to 0. Okay, these are the two factors, and then this is going to become y is equals to minus 2 or y is equals to plus 3. Okay, now you have the y coordinates. Now what you will do, you will just plug in each of the equation to get the x coordinate. Okay, you can just plug in into any of the equation. So I'm going to be using the 2x plus y plus 4. So this was x is equals to minus 5 minus 4 divided by 2. So this becomes minus into minus 2 into minus 4 divided by 2, and for the other one this is going to become minus 3 minus 4 divided by 2. Okay, now let's just calculate the x coordinates. So this is going to become plus 2 minus 4, so minus 2 divided by 2 is minus 1, and for this one this is going to become minus 3 minus 4 minus 7 and divided by 2, so minus 7 by 2. So your one point will be minus 1 minus 2, and the other one will be minus 7 by 2 and plus 3. Okay, so these are your 2 points of intersection, and this is going to be your answer for this question. Now let's move on to the next question. Question number 3, which says the coefficient of x to the power of 7 in the expansion of px squared plus 4 over px whole to the power of 5 is 1280. Find the value of constant p. Now you can see that the x terms are being involved in both of the terms, so we cannot just do that directly. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I'm using the equation of the general term tr plus 1, which is the term number, and then we have the formula, which is 5cr into a and power of n minus r into b power r. Okay, so what is n? It is 5, c and r. So we do not know r. Okay, we're going to be first of all figuring out what is r, and then we'll be actually find the coefficient. So r and then a. What is a? A is this term. Okay, so this will become px square and then 5 minus r and then into 4 over px and into power r. Okay, now what was the term what we need? Okay, it is x to the power of 7, and now we are only going to be retaining that factors which have x. So this is going to become x to the power of 2 and 5 minus r and into x power r. So this is going to become x to the power of 7. Let's just simplify this. This becomes x to the power of 10 minus 2r because the powers multiply, and into x to the power of r. This becomes x to the power of 7, and then the things that are going to be multiplied, their powers are going to be added. So this becomes x to the power of 10 minus 2r plus r, and now we can just cut off the bases because they are same. So 7 is equals to 10 minus 2r plus r is 10 minus r. So r becomes what? It becomes 3. So now we have figured out what is r. Now we can just substitute this r in the first equation that we just did. So tr plus 1, it is going to become term number 4 and 5c r, so r is going to become 3. Then px square 5 minus r, so 5 minus 3 is 2, and then we have into 4 over p into x, and then r is 3. So this becomes term number 4 is equal to 5c3. Let's check what 5c3 is. It is 10. Then we have p square x to the power of 4 and into 4 cube is 64 and x cube divided by p cube. So now we know that the coefficient of this term will be what they have given us, 1280. So this is going to become p square and p will cancel. This is only going to be remaining p in the denominator, so 640 over p, and then if you rearrange this is going to become 640 over 1280. So this means that it is going to become equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so p is equal to 1 by 2. So we have two. This was our answer for the constant p. Okay, so hope you understand this. Let's move on to question number 4. So question number 4 says that a point P is moving along a curve with the equation. So now what is the examiner doing here? He is playing with constants again. Okay, he has just introduced a constant which is a, but you have to always and always treat a constant like a constant. Okay, so for example, if I had the equation like 5x to the power 3 by 2 minus 12x. Okay, so this constant will remain unaffected in differentiation. Okay, so just do not be worried about this type of scenarios, just treat it like that. Okay, so in such a way that the x coordinate of the p is increasing, so the x coordinate is increasing. Okay, so they have given you dx by dt, the rate of change of x coordinate, and it is 5 units per second. So find the rate of which the y coordinate of the p is changing when x is 9. Give your answer in terms of the constant a. Okay, so first of all, we have the y, it is ax to the power 3 by 2 minus 12x. Now we know that we actually have to apply the chain rule here. Okay, so first of all, let's find dy by dx. So the differentiation of this will be 3 by 2 is multiplied, so 3 by 2 is multiplied, then into a x, and then we have to subtract from 1 from the power, so it becomes 3 divided by 2, 3 divided by 2 minus 1, so it becomes 1 by 2, and then the 12x becomes a constant, this becomes minus 12. Okay, now we have the dy by dx. Now what was the dx by dt? They have given you the rate of change of x coordinate, which was 5 units per second. Now you know that in the chain rule we actually have, what we have to do is that we have to keep these two the same. So if I just look into this, what I can do is I can just rearrange this. So I'm going to be finding dy by dt, okay, the rate of change of y coordinate. So if I'm going to be keeping these same, so this can just become dy by dx, agreed, and then into, now these two are also same. Okay, these two are also same, so this will be dx by dt. Now this becomes dy by dt is equals to dy by dx, so it is 3 by 2 into a, and then what was x? Now they have given you the x. Okay, x is 9, and to the power of half, this becomes 3 and minus 12, and then into, this is going to be multiplied with into dx by dt, which is 5. Okay, and now let's just simplify this. This becomes dy by dt, the rate of change of y coordinate, so it is 3 by 2 into the under root, or you can say the power of half of 9 will be 3. This becomes 9 by 2 a minus 12, and this will be whole into 5. So this is going to be your answer, and if you wish you can just simplify it further, so it becomes 5 into 9 is 45, so 45 divided by 2a, and 5 into 12 is 60, so it becomes minus 60. Okay, so this will be your final answer in terms of a. Now the part B says that given that the curve has a minimum point. Okay, so now remember that whenever we have a minimum point, we have a vertex, we have a turning point, the dy by dx is 0. Okay, remember this. So it has a minimum point, it has dy by dx 0 when the x is equal to 1 by 4. So find the value of a. Now we have already figured out what the dy by dx was. Okay, so dy by dx is what it is. Let me just give me a second. So actually we are going to be it was 3 by 2 ax power half minus 12. Okay, so 3 by 2 ax power half minus 12. Okay, now when x is 1 by 4, so let's plug in the value of x, and the dy by dx will be 0. So this will be 3 by 2 a, and x was 1 by 4, 1 by 4 to the power of half, or under root 1 by 4 minus 12. This becomes 0 is equals to 3 by 2, so power of half of 1 by 4 is 1 by 2, so 3 by 2 a into 1 by 2 and minus 12. Now let's just simplify this. So 12 is shifted to that side, this becomes positive 12, and into 2, so I've multiplied this one and then I have shifted first this, so 12 into 2 divided by 3, and this is going to become multiplied by 2 again, because I have shifted the other 2 as well, and this is going to be equal to a. So this is going to become 3 ones are 3 fours are 12, and 4 into 4 is 16. So a will be equal to 16. Okay, so the value of a is what? It is 16. So I hope you understand this. Let's move on to question number 5. So question number 5 says that the equation of a curve is y is equal to 4 cos 2x plus 3 for x is less than 2 pi and it is greater than 0. So state the greatest and least possible values of a. Now most of the students just confuse up in these type of questions, but believe me, it's the easiest type of question. Okay, so first of all, you need to know the range of the standard trigonometric ratios. For example, cos x. Okay, we have the cos x here. So what is the range of cos x? It is less than minus 1 and it is greater than minus 1. Now what we have here? We have 4 cos 2x. Now you have studied in your transformation that whenever it is multiplied with 2, it actually have no effect on the amplitude, but only it causes a stretch. It causes a stretch in x direction. Okay, this is the stretch in x direction, and this one, the one that is added, this decides your baseline. Okay, so if nothing is added, your baseline is going to be 0 by default, and this preceding term is actually your amplitude. Now amplitude means that how much is the difference from the mean or the baselines above and below. Okay, so this means I'm going to be going up 4 units and down 4 units from the baseline of 3. Now if you just check looking into the baseline, so 3 minus 4, like 4 units down, it is going to become minus 1, and 3 plus 4, if I go 3 units up, it is going to become plus 7. Now you can just do it like this. Okay, but I just show you logically. Okay, so what is this? This is cos x. Okay, now if I just multiply the 2, because we have cos 2x, so it becomes cos 2x. Now this is a stretch. Now this has no effect on the amplitude. Okay, so it is going to be remaining the same. Now what we have then? We have the 4. Let's multiply the 4 with the whole term. Okay, this becomes 4 cos 2x, and this becomes 4 into 1 is 4, and now this actually affects the amplitude. This becomes minus 4, and then we have plus 3, so 4 cos 2x plus 3, and this is going to become 4 plus 3 as well, and this is going to become minus 4 plus 3. So now the range of this one that they have given us is 4 cos 2x plus 3 is less than 7, and it is greater than minus 1. Okay, so you are going to be writing, because this is important and you have to show the examiner. So greatest value is plus 7, and the least value, your least value, is minus 1. Okay, now B part says sketch the curve. Okay, so now you know that the greatest value is at 7 and the least value is at minus 1. So first of all, let's make the scale. Okay, so this is going to become 1, then we have 2, then we have 3, then we have 4, 5, 6, and then we have 7. Okay, and then we have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and minus 6. Okay, so this will be enough. Now what we are going to be doing is that we know that the graph of cos x looks something like this. Okay, just let me give you okay, so it looks something like this. Okay, but now what is actually happening? We are also applying the transformation, we are applying the stretch. Okay, so let's just put these values into the calculator. Okay, first of all, you have to ensure that it is in the radian mode. So let's check first at what is 4 cos 2 into half pi. Actually 4 cos 2 into 90. Okay, so it is going to give you the value of 0 in the case if it was cos. Okay, but now it is 4 cos 2x plus 3, so it is going to be giving you the least value, which is minus 1. Okay, so this is the point of minus 1 at half pi, and at 0, cos 0 is actually what it is actually 1, but here we have the greatest value, which is 7. Okay, because we have 4 cos 2x, so 2x is actually uh, it is going to become 1, and 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay, so at 0 it is going to become 7, and then it is going to be repeating at pi. So pi, it is going to be here again, and then we have it again here, and then again we have this point. Okay, and now remember that we have the baseline of 3. Okay, so just to show, I am also drawing the baseline. So your baseline will be something about this point. Okay, so it will be something about this point. Now let's just join these points to make the graph. Okay, so this is something like this. So this is how your graph will look like. Okay, so this was worth for 2 marks. Let's move on. So part C says hence determine the number of solution. Now what the solution means? Solution is another word for saying the points of intersection. Okay, and what is the equation of the equation 4 cos 2x plus 3 that we just drawn is equal to 2x minus 1. So actually they are saying that when is 4 cos 2x plus 3 is equal, or it is intersecting the 2x minus 1 for the range of 2 pi to 0. So what I am going to do is that some students actually solve this using the equation, but I will say that it is for 1 mark, so the better approach will be just make the line of it. Okay, so for 2x minus 1 I'm going to be making a line. Okay, the line of it for it. Okay, so let's see that what is 2 into half pi minus 1. So it is going to give you the value of 2.14. Okay, so it is 2.14, and actually if you just put x0, it is going to come 2 into 0 minus 1, so it is going to be giving you the y-intercept, which is minus 1, and then at pi it is going to give you the value of 5.12. so 5.12 is something about let's see, it is about this point. Okay, so let's just move this point a little bit here. Okay, so now let's just join these 3 points using a straight line. Okay, so this is how your line will look like. Now you just see that at which point it is cutting these curve. Okay, so one is this point, the second is this point, and this is the third point. So it is cutting, or it is intersecting at 3 points. This means how many solutions? This means there are 3 intersection point, or 3 solutions for this equation. Okay, just simple as this. So hope you understand. Let's move on to question number 6. So question number 6 says that the diagram shows the curve with the equation y is equal to 9 over 5x plus 4 whole to the power of half, or you can just say under root, and then the line y is equal to 6 minus 3x. Okay, the line and the curve intersect at the point P. So they intersect at the point P, which has the y coordinate of 3. Okay, so what they are telling us is that the P has the y coordinate. So let me just adjust this line. So this has the y coordinate of 3. Okay, and now if I actually need to find the area of the shaded region, what I'm going to be using, actually what is going to be my approach. Okay, so first of all, for this whole region till the curve is in lead, I'm going to be integrating this curve. Okay, and then after this region, like this point, okay, for this point I'm going to be just using the limits, and I'm going to be just finding it using the area of the triangle. Okay, but now first of all, the main challenge is that we also need the x coordinate. Okay, we need the x coordinate of this point P. So what you can do, you can just insert it in any of the equation. So I'm going to be doing in this one. So 3 is equals to 6 minus 3x. This becomes minus 3 is equals to minus 3x. So this becomes x is equals to 1. Okay, so this is actually x is equals to 1. Now let's see that, because we will also be needing this point where the line is cutting the x-axis. So let's see that the line y is equals to 6 minus 3x cuts the x-axis. It cuts the x-axis where y is equals to 0, because we only have the x coordinates here. Okay, so this becomes 0 is equals to 6 minus 3x. It becomes minus 6, so x will be equal to 2. So we have also this point as well. This is 2. Okay, so first of all, from x is equals to 0 to 1, I'm going to be integrating this curve, which is 9 over 5x plus 4 power half, and then from 1 to 2, I'm going to be simply using the area of triangle. Okay, so let's do this now. So first of all, integrating the curve. Okay, so it is y is equals to 9, and you can just shift the denominator upwards, so it becomes 5x plus 4 to the power minus half, and in respect to dx, and the limits are from 1 to 0. So now let's integrate this. This becomes 9, and then we will also have to have the differentiation of this base, so it is 5. We should have this outside the term. So if I'm just actually multiplying this whole by 5, I also need 1 by 5 for balancing the equation. So it becomes 9 into 5x plus 4, then add 1 to the power, so minus half plus 1 is plus half, and then divide by the increased power. So 1 by 2 is divided, so it becomes 1, and the 2 is multiplied, so it becomes like this. Okay, and then we have actually successfully integrated this. Now if I just apply the limits from 1 to 0, it is going to, let's first of all write the equation. Okay, so it is going to become 1 by 5. I am just moving it out because it is going to be simplified. Okay, so then I am going to apply the limits 1 to 0, so it is, let's also move the 2 outside. Okay, so it is 5x plus 4, so 5 into 1 plus 4. Okay, and power half, and minus the lower limit, which is 5 into 0 plus 4 to the power of half. Okay, so this becomes 18 by 5, and into the 5 plus 4 is 9, so under root 9 is 3. 3 minus 1 is what? We have 5. 0 into 0 is 0 plus 4, and under root 4 is 2, so 3 minus 2 is 1. It becomes 18 by 5. Okay, so 18 by 5 units square is area of what? Area of curve. But we also have the triangle. Okay, do not just forget this point. So the height of this triangle is 3, and the basis from 2 minus 1, it is 1. Okay, so let's see, area of triangle is half into base, which is 1, into height, which is 3. So this is 3 by 2. Now we have the total area. 3 by 2 plus 18 by 5. Let's take the LCM. It is going to become 10, and then we have 5 into 2 and 2 into 5, so it becomes 15, and plus 36, so 15 plus 36, this becomes 36 plus 5 is 41, and plus 10, so 51 over 10 units square. Okay, because we do not know what is the unit, so this is going to be a total area for your shaded region. Okay, so hope you understand this question. So these are typical type of the question. Let's move on to question number 7. So question number 7 says that proves the identity tan theta plus 7 divided by tan square theta minus 3 is equal to sin theta cos theta plus 7 cos square theta divided by 1 minus 4 cos square theta. So I'm going to be choosing the left hand side because it seems more complicated because it has the tan. Okay, so I believe it is going to be much simpler to solve that side. So first of all I will write taking left hand side. Okay, so tan theta, what is tan theta equal to? So tan theta is equal to sin theta over cos theta. So I'm going to be writing this. So sin theta over cos theta and plus 7. Okay, now I'm also going to be taking the LCM. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write it as divided by. Okay, because it is going to be making things simpler, because if you write it directly underneath that, it is going to just cause more mess and confusion. So divided by tan square theta. So tan square theta is sin square theta over cos square theta. So sin square theta over cos square theta and minus 3. Okay, now let's take the LCM. Okay, so if I take the LCM, it becomes sin theta plus 7 cos theta divided by cos theta, and then if I just multiply this, actually it is going to become reciprocated. And also let's first of all take the LCM. So it becomes sin square theta minus 3 cos square theta. So sin square theta minus 3 cos square theta. Okay, but now this is going to move into the denominator because I have also reciprocated at the same time. So the LCM of this was cos square theta. So cos square theta, I can write cos square theta as cos theta into cos theta. Okay, so this cos theta and this cos theta can cancel out. So this becomes sin theta plus 7 cos theta, and this is multiplied with the whole cos theta divided by sin square theta minus 3 cos square theta. Then this will be, open up to sin theta cos theta plus 7 cos square theta. Okay, cos into cos is cos square theta, and now I can write sin square theta is equals to 1 minus cos square theta. Okay, because we know that the sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1, so I can just rearrange that. So it becomes 1 minus cos square theta minus 3 cos square theta. So if I just finally open up this becomes sin theta cos theta plus 7 cos square theta and divided by 1 minus cos square theta minus 3 cos square theta. Okay, this becomes sin theta cos theta plus 7 cos square theta and then divided by 1 minus 4 cos square theta. Okay, so this was what we are actually requiring. Okay, yes, we have proved this. So then you can just simply write the best feeling in the world, hence proved. Okay, so this is going to be your answer for this question. Now let's move on to part B, which says that hence solve the equation sin theta cos theta plus 7 cos square theta divided by 1 minus 4 cos square theta is equals to 5 over tan theta. So now you can see that this is actually in the tan, so I'm going to be picking up the one that was in tan because we have already proved, okay, so that they are equal. So it is tan theta plus 7 divided by tan square theta minus 1. So tan theta plus 7 divided by tan square theta minus 3. So this is the same thing as sin theta cos theta plus 7 cos square theta divided by 1 minus 4 cos square theta. So this becomes 5 over tan theta. Now you can just simplify this. This becomes just cross multiply. Okay, so cross multiply, and this becomes 5 tan square theta plus 7 tan theta is equals to 5 tan. Actually, this is not 5. I'm just terrible, sorry. This is not 5. It is only tan square theta plus 7 tan theta is equals to 5 tan square theta minus 15. Okay, let's rearrange this. This becomes 5 tan square theta, and just move the 1 tan square theta to that side. This becomes minus tan square theta and minus 7 tan theta and minus 15. It remains as it is. This becomes 4 tan square theta minus 7 tan theta minus 15. Now we have to choose the factors that actually multiplies to give us 4 into 15, which is 60, and it adds up to give us minus 7. Okay, so actually they are going to be adding and subtracting. Okay, so it is going to give us 4 into 15, which is 60, and it is going to give us to add, it will give us what? It will give us minus 7. So what is 60? It is 12 into 5, right? And if I just take minus 12 plus 5, it is going to become minus 7, right? So I can just take that as my factor. So this becomes 4 tan square theta minus 12 tan theta plus 5 tan theta minus 15 is equals to 0. So this becomes 4 tan theta into tan theta minus 3 and plus 5 into tan theta minus 3 is equals to 0. Your one factor is 4 tan theta plus 5, and the other one is tan theta minus 3 is equals to 0. So this becomes tan theta is equals to minus 5 by 4. Okay, this is minus, and the other one is tan theta is equals to plus 3. Now remember, we are going to be finding the basic angle. Okay, we are going to be finding the basic angle, and whenever you are finding the basic angle alpha, it is the tan inverse, and you ignore the sign. Okay, you do not take the sign, because the sign is adjusted according to the quadrant. You check whether that is positive in that quadrant or not, and then according to that you are going to be taking the sign, and the alpha for this is going to become tan inverse of 3. Okay, so now let's calculate this. So tan inverse, your calculator should be in the degree mode, because we have the range from 0 to 180. So first of all convert to degree mode, and then tan inverse 5 by 4. It is alpha is 51.34, and for this one it is going to become tan inverse of 3. Let me just calculate this. This is going to become 71.56. So 71.56. Okay, and now we know that this was actually what? This was minus sign. Okay, this one was your minus sign, and this is actually positive. Now if you actually make the graph, we have the quadrants. Okay, you have the quadrants, so you should know. Let me just expand this a little bit. So you should know that in the first quadrant all are positive, in the second quadrant only sign is positive, in the third one we have the cos positive, and the last one we have tan positive. So here we have the tan negative for the 5 by 4. Okay, so it means that we are going to be taking the sign, because we only have the range of 180. Okay, so let's just take this one. So this is the quadrant. Okay, and this is the angle alpha 51.34. so this becomes theta is equals to 180 minus 51.34. This will become theta is equals to 180 minus 51.34, it becomes 128.66. okay, 128.6. You can just take to one decimal place for angles, and this is going to become theta is equals to, and that now in this one the tan is positive. Okay, so you can just take this one. Okay, so this is 51.34, so 51.3 can be the answer. Okay, so these are your answer. Let me just write it at last. So theta is equals to 51.3 degrees and 128.6 degree. Okay, so these are your answer for this question. Now let's move on to question number 8. So question number 8 says that the diagram shows a circle with the equation x square plus y square minus 14x plus 8y plus 36 is equal to 0, and the line y is equal to minus 2. The line intersects the circle at the points A and B. The center of the circle is given as C. Okay, so we have to find the coordinates of A, B and C. So first of all, what will be my line of action? First of all, this line that is being given to you is your line of origin. Okay, this is your line of origin, like at which your y is 0. So this is your line of origin, and then the line that is given beneath that is y is equals to minus 2. So we'll actually be substituting y is equals to minus 2 in the equation of the circle to get these 2 points. Okay, and then for the center C, we are going to be writing this equation of circle in the form of completed square. So we will get the coordinates when we compare it to the standard form. Okay, x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square is equal to the radius square. Okay, so we will get that. So now let's do it. So first of all, I will write that a and b are points of intersection of line and circle. Okay, so I'm going to be substituting y is equals to minus 2 in the equation of the circle. Okay, so it will become x square plus minus 2 whole square, because I have substituted y, minus 14x. This will become plus 8 into minus 2, and plus 36 is equals to 0. This will simplify to x square plus 4 minus 14x and minus 16 plus 36. So minus 16 plus 36 is plus 20, and plus 20 plus 4 is 24. So this will give you x square minus 14x and plus 24. Now we have to find the factors such that it gives us 24 on multiplication. Now you can see that this sign is plus. This means two negative are being multiplied, and we have a negative sign here. Okay, so first of all, what I can just pick up is, let me think of it. So what can be 24? Okay, so I can have 12 into 2. Okay, but I should have minus 2 into minus 12. It will give me 24 positive, and if I just add them, this will give you minus 12 minus 2 is equals to minus 14. Okay, so these are going to be your factors. Now let's write them. So this will become x square minus 12x. Let's write it like this. Okay, so x square minus 2x minus 12x plus 24 is equals to 0. This will become x into x minus 2, and then we will have minus 12 into x minus 2 is equals to 0. This will give you the factor x minus 2, and x minus 12 is equals to 0. So x will become plus 2, and the other will be becoming x is equals to 12 plus 12. Okay, and the y coordinate we already know is minus 2. Okay, so this will be minus 2. So now how we decide that which one is A and which one is your B? That is why the examiner has given you a diagrammatic representation of this whole scenario. Okay, so now if you see uh, that the B point, it is ahead of the A. Okay, so this means that the one that will be greater, that will have a greater value of X, it will be actually your B. So 12 is having the greater value of X, so it will be B, and the A will have it is having the X coordinate of 2, so it will be this one. Okay, so you can just simply write A as 2 minus 2 and B as 12 minus 2. Okay, so this will be your 2 points. Okay, and now what we will doing for the center, we will just write it in the completed square form. Okay, so what is the equation of circle? It is x square plus y square minus 14x plus 8y plus 36. So it is x square plus y square minus 14x plus 60 plus 8y, so plus 8y plus 36 is equal to 0. Now I'm going to be writing this in the complete square form, but before that I'm going to be arranging the x terms and the y terms with their respective ones. Okay, so this becomes x square minus 14x, and then I'm going to be leaving some space, okay, because I'm going to be completing the square, and this will become plus y square plus 8y, and then leave some space, and this will become plus 36 is equals to 0. Okay, now what is the rule of completing square? We take the half of the coefficient of the x and the y, and then we add the square of it and subtract the square of it at the same time to balance the equation. Okay, so this will be the half of 14 is 7, so I will add the square of 7 plus 7 square, and I also subtract the square of 7, so it will become minus 7 square. Same for the 8, half of 8 is 4, so it will become plus 4 square, and this will become minus 4 square. Okay, so if I just complete the square, so this becomes x, the x is shifted from this one, the sign will be of the second term, this will become x minus, and then the 7 will be the completing the square, and this will be written as x minus 7 whole square. Okay, so this is how we complete the square. Let me remove this. Okay, so this will become x minus 7 whole square, and then the minus 7 square is retained, so it becomes minus 49. Let's write it as minus 49. Okay, then for the y1 it will become plus y plus 4 whole square, and then the minus 4 square, it will become minus 16 plus 36 is equals to 0. So this will actually give us x minus 7 whole square and plus y plus 4 whole square minus 16 plus 36 minus 49 is equals to 0. So this will actually give you the final one as x minus 7 whole square plus y plus 4 whole square, and minus 16 plus 36 is plus 20, minus 49, it will give you minus 29. If I shift it to that side, it will become plus 29. Okay, so what is the standard form? What is the standard form of the equation? It is x minus a whole square. Now minus sign is of the equation. Okay, so in the case if you are getting plus, it means that the coordinate has the minus. Okay, so plus y minus b whole square is equals to r square. Okay, so you can see that the a is equal to 7, and now it is minus, so it means that a is equals to 7, and the b is plus, so it will become b will be equal to minus 4. Okay, and the radius is 29, so it means that it is the square of radius actually, so radius will be under root 29. So now we have also got our center, so center will be the coordinate 7 comma minus 4. Okay, so we have got all of the 3 points. Okay, let's move on to the second part. So the B part says find the angle ACB in radians, give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. Okay, so let's see what ACB is. So actually ACB is this. Okay, let me just draw it first and then I will show you. Okay, so this is your angle ACB. Okay, and now you can see that it is forming a triangle. Now you know that the radius that we just found, the radius square was 29, so the radius will be under root 29. So the CB and the AC are both the radius, so this will become under root 29, and the other one is also under root 29. Now the main challenge that we have to face here is that we do not know the length of AB, but we do know the coordinates of AB. So we will find the distance of AB. Okay, so the coordinates are 2 minus 2 and 12 minus 2. Okay, so the coordinates are 2 minus 2 and the other one is 12 minus 2. So let's find the distance AB. So it will be under root x minus x2 minus x1. So let's see, 12 minus 2 whole square plus y2 minus y1 will become minus 2 plus 2, because we have the minus minus will become plus, and this whole square, so this will become under root 10 square. So this will actually become 10. Okay, so now we have the whole distance as, this whole distance is 10. Now I am going to be finding the angle in the way that I am going to be dividing this whole triangle into two pieces. Okay, and then what I am going to be doing is that I will take the half of the distance of 10 and the radius will remain the same, and then I will just apply sine. Okay, so let's first of all make the small triangle so that you can get that what I am saying. Okay, so this will actually be that part. Okay, this is the half of the angle. Remember, this is the half of the angle. Okay, because students miss this they just forget this, that this is the half when they are actually trying to apply this form. So the half of 10 will be 5. Okay, and now this will become, some people have, okay, so sine theta is equals to 5 over under root 29. Let's see what theta comes out to be, and make sure your calculator is in the radian mode. So sine inverse of 5 divided by under root 29, this will become 1.1902. Now this is not your final answer, you have the whole angle. Okay, so this is the half of it, so we have to multiply this by 2, so this will give you the angle ACB. Okay, this is the angle ACB, this will be 2.38. okay, to three significant figures. Okay, and if you, it is actually 2.38057, but I'm going to be writing it to three significant figures. So according to three significant figures, it will be 2.38 radians. Okay, hope you understand this. Let's move on to part C. So part C says the chord AB divides the circle into two segments. Find the area of the largest segment. Okay, so let's see what is the largest segment. So actually you can see that this is the chord. Okay, this one is your chord. Okay, and now if you are looking into the segment is actually the region that is divided by the chord. Okay, it is not a sector, so most of the students confuse that with the sector. So this is your minor segment. Okay, this one, the upper one is your minor segment, and the lower one is going to be your larger segment, that the one that I am shading right now. Okay, now you can see that what is included in the larger segment. First of all, we have a triangle, we have the triangle that we have seen. Okay, this is your triangle, and then we have this larger sector, but for the larger sector you also have to find the angle of it. Okay, this is going to be the angle of the largest sector, which we are going to be obtaining by subtracting it from the 2.38 radian. Okay, so we are going to be finding the area of the largest segment. So you can write area of larger segment, it will be equal to area of triangle plus area of large sector. Okay, Now for triangle, what I'm going to be applying is half AB sine theta, because we know A and B, which are the radius, under 29. Okay, so half A, which is under 29, and then again under 29 and sine theta. So sine is going to be of the 2.38. okay, because it was of the it was coming in the area of the smaller sector, and then we are going to be adding the larger sector. It will become half r square. So r square is under 29 because the radius is going to be remaining the same, and then r square theta. Now what is going to be a theta? Because now we are looking into the opposite of it, so it will become 2 pi minus 2.38. okay, this is going to be your theta. So let's place it here. Okay, this is going to be your theta, and now let's calculate this. Okay, so under root 29 divided by into under root 29 divided by 2 into sine of 2.38, and this will give you the value of 10.000. And then let's do for the second one. It will become under 29 whole square divided by 2 into 2 pi minus 2.38. So it will give you 56.59. 56.59. So this will give you the value of 66.59. But if you write to three significant figures, because mostly we write to three significant figures, so but you can write to as much as possible. But in the case if he specifies, then you have to restrict to that domain. Okay, so this will be 66.6 units square. Okay, because it is the area. So this was the question. Let's move on to question number 9. So the equation of the curve is such that the double derivative is equal to minus 24 over x cube. Okay, so they have given you the double derivative. So it is given that the curve has a stationary point at minus 2 comma 19. Now what is a stationary point? It is where the dy by dx, or you can say the derivation of the equation, becomes 0. So now they are telling you find an expression for dy by dx. Now why have they given you the point of the stationary? Because it will help you find the constant when you are integrating this double derivative. So for the dy by dx, I have to first of all integrate the double derivative. So if I integrate this double derivative, this will be minus 24 divided by x cube, and I'm integrating it with respect to dx. Okay, so what will happen? Let's just first of all shift the x cube to the numerator. It will become minus 3. Okay, and now if I integrate this, first of all I will increase the power, so it will become minus 12 minus 24, and x minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2, and then divided by the increased power, it will become minus 2 in the denominator, and then plus c, which is the constant of integration. So this will actually give me the dy by dx as 12 x minus 2 plus c. Okay, and now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be finding the c. So I know that at minus 2 comma 19 I have the dy by dx as 0. Okay, so it will become 0, and then I'm going to be plugging it. So 12 divided by minus 2 square plus c. So this will become 12 divided by 4. It will become plus 3, and then shift it to that side, it will become minus 3. Okay, so your dy by dx will be equal to 12 over x square minus 3. Okay, this is your equation for dy by dx. So just as simple as this. Okay, now the b part says find the x coordinate of the find the so find the x coordinate of the other stationary point of the curve and determine the nature of this stationary point. So first of all, we have the dy by dx is equals to 12 over x square minus 3. So I'm going to be retaining this as 0 because it is the stationary point, and this will become 12 over x square minus 3. so this will be shifting to that side, it will become 3, and then multiply the x square, so it become 3x square is equal to 12. This will become x square, and 12 divided by 3 is 4, so it will become x will become plus minus 2. Okay, so now you know that they have already given us the coordinate of minus 2. Okay, so the other stationary point will be at plus 2. Okay, so the x coordinate, you have to write this clearly because the examiner doesn't know that. If you know that, you have find it out. Okay, so the x coordinate of the other point is plus 2. Okay, and then we are going to be determining the nature. So what was the d square y by dx square? So it was minus 24 over x cube. So the nature will be, so d square y by dx square was minus 24 x cube. So x was 2, so it will be cubed. Okay, this will become minus 24 divided by 8. Is it minus 24? Let's see. Okay, so it is cube. Okay, so yes, it will give you minus 3, and now it is less than 0, so it will be maxima. Okay, so this is the nature of the point. So this was for this part, and let's move on to question number C, part C. So find the equation of the curve. Now we have to find the equation of the curve. We have to integrate the derivative of the equation one more time, so we get the equation. So it was dy by dx, and it was 12. Let's see what it was. So 12 divided by x square minus 3, 12 divided by x square minus 3. Let's integrate this whole, okay, with respect to dx. So do not forget with writing d with respect to dx, because you will lose mark. Okay, it is just, you can say, the most integral part of it. So if I integrate this, first of all, let's arrange this. So this will become 12x minus 2 minus 3. So if I integrate this, 12x, and the power will increase by 1, so it becomes minus 1 divided by minus 1 and minus 3, and power will be 1, because right now it was x to the power of 0. So this will give us minus 12 over x minus 3x, and then plus c of the constant of integration. So we know that we have minus 2 comma 19, which is a point. So it will actually be y is equals to minus 12 over x minus 3x plus c. So this will be 19 is equals to minus 12 over x, which is minus 2, minus 3 into minus 2 plus c. This will become 19 is equals to minus plus 6 plus 6 plus c. Okay, so this will become c is equals to 19 minus 12, because 6 plus 6 is 12, and it will shift to that side, so it will become minus 12. So 19 minus 12 will give you, let's see what is the value, it is 7. Okay, plus 7. So your equation of the curve will be y is equals to minus 12 over x minus 3x plus 7. Okay, this is your equation of your curve. Now the D part says find the equation of a normal, okay, which is normal, you can say the perpendicular to the tangent to the curve at the point where dy by dx is minus 9 by 4. So now they have also not given you that point. This means that you are going to be applying the equation of the derivative to find the point first, okay, where x is positive. Now they have also told you that the x is positive. Now this means that we are going to be getting you can say plus minus. Okay, so express your answer in the form px plus qy plus r is equal to 0, where p, q, r and r are integers. So first of all, let's find the point. So dy by dx, it was actually, the equation for it was 12 over x square minus 3, and now it is equal to minus 9 by 4. Okay, so if you just rearrange it, this will become 12 over x square and minus 9 by 4 plus 3, minus 9 divided by 4 plus 3, so it will become 3 by 4. Okay, 3 by 4. Now let's just cancel this 3 with 1, and this will become 4. So 4 4s are 16 is equals to x square. This will become x is equals to plus minus 4. So it is positive, this means x is equals to plus 4. Now the second thing that is important here is your gradient. Okay, so what is the gradient? Now they have told you that it is the point where dy by dx is minus 9 by 4. Okay, so if you just see then for the normal it is the negative reciprocal. So if I just take the negative reciprocal, it will become 4 by 9, and the minus will become plus because it will be negative into negative, it will become positive. Now I have the gradient, now I have the point. Okay, and now I can just simply find it. So let's also see that what is the y coordinate at the x. Okay, so it is minus the equation is minus 12 over x, which is 4, and then we have minus 3 into 4 and then plus 7. This will be give us minus 3 minus 12 plus 7. Okay, so this will become minus 15 plus 7. So minus 15 plus 7, it will give you minus 8. So y coordinate is minus 8. So it is 4 minus 8 is your point. The gradient is 4 by 9. Now let's apply the equation y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1. So y minus minus 8, it will become plus 8 is equals to m, which is 4 by 9 into x minus x1, x minus 4. So this will give you 9y. If I just multiply this here, okay, 9y plus 72 is equals to 4x plus 16. This will become 9y minus 4x and plus 72 plus 16 is equals to 0. Let's rearrange it in the form px plus qy plus r. It will become minus 4x plus 9y and plus 88 is equals to 0. So p is actually equal to minus 4, your q is equals to 9, and your r is equals to 88. So this is your final answer for this part. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we have the next question. So it says the first, second and the third terms of an arithmetic progression are 4k, k square and 8k respectively, where k is a non-zero constant. Find the value of k. So now you can see it is an arithmetic progression. Okay, and it is the first, second and the third term. So if I just write it as this, okay, it will be a1, which will be 4k, your a2 is k square, and your third term, which is a3, it will be 8k. Now what is the common difference in your arithmetic progression? It is the next term minus the previous term. So k square minus 4k, one of the equation is this one, and the second one I will find is for the third and the second term. It will become 8k minus k square. Now both of the common difference will be the same, so I will just equate them. So 4k minus k square minus 4k is equals to 8k minus k square. This will become k square plus k square and minus 4k minus 8k is equals to 0. So 2k square and minus 12k is equals to 0. Let's take 2 and k common. So 2k into k minus 6 is equals to 0. So 2k is equals to 0, or your k minus 6 is equals to 0. So k will be 0 or k will be plus 6. Okay, now they have told you it is non-zero constant, so this means k is equals to 6 only. Okay, and this is your value of k. Now they are telling you find the sum of the first 20 terms of the progression. Now the equation, or you can see the formula for this, is Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so what we'll be needing is the first term, which is a, and we'll also be needing the d. Okay, so what was the first term? So it was 4k. So now we know what the k is. So your first term will be 4 into 6, which is 24. Okay, and now what is the difference? It is k square minus 4k. So 6 square, which is 36, minus 4 into 6 is 24. So let's see. 36 minus 24, which is going to give you 12. Okay, so now we know it. Let's just now plug in it. So S20, which is the summation of 20 terms, is equal to 20 divided by 2 into A. So A was 24 plus we have n minus 1, so 19, and the D was 12. Okay, so now we can just simply simplify this. This will become 10 into 2 into 24 is 48, and then 19 into 12 is 228. So plus 228. So 228 plus 48 will be 276. 276 into 10 will be 2760, and this is your summation of the 20 terms of the progression. Okay, and this is your answer. Let's move on to the next part. So it says the fourth and the sixth term of a geometric progression. Now they have told you that it is a geometric progression, and they have given you the fourth and the sixth term are 36 and 6 respectively. The common ratio of the progression is positive. So find the sum to infinity of the progression. Give your answer in the form a divided by under root b minus c, where a, b and c are integers. Okay, so they have given you the fourth and the sixth term, and it is a geometric progression. So fourth term, actually we know the general term for the geometric progression. It is ar in power n minus 1. Okay, so in the case if it is the sixth term, it will be ar power 5. It is the fourth term, it will be ar power 3. So ar cube will be 36, and your ar power 5 will be equal to 6. Now we have to find the common ratio. So the ratio will be, actually we cannot find the ratio right now. So what I can do is let me just rearrange one of the equation to you can substitute it into the other one. Okay, so this will become a is equals to 6 divided by r power 5. Okay, let's erase this one. Let me just erase this. Okay, so I can just now substitute this a. This will become 6 divided by r power 5, and r cube, this will become r square in the denominator is equals to 36. So this becomes 6 is equal to 36 r square. So this will become 1 and 6. This will become r square is equals to 1 by 6, or you can just say r is equals to 1 under root of 6. Okay, now this is your common ratio, and it is positive. Okay, this is positive because we will be getting the answer in the plus minus. Okay, it will be in the plus minus, but we know that it is already positive. So let me first of all enclose this. Okay, so we have a positive common ratio, and now we have to find the sum to infinity. But before that, we also need the first term, which is a. So a will be 6 divided by, let's just do it in the ar3. Okay, so ar power 3, because it will be much simpler. So ar power 3 is equal to 36. It will be a into 1 by under root 6. The power of cube is equal to 36. Okay, so it will become a is equals to 36 into under root 6 cube. So this will become a is equal to 36. Under root 6 into under root 6 will be 6, and then we have an additional under root 6, so it will become 36 into 6 under root 6. This will become 216 into under root 6. It will be equal to a. Okay, and now we actually need the sum to infinity. So sum to infinity formula is a over 1 minus r. So it will become 216 into under root 6 divided by 1 minus 1 over under root 6. Now I need to write it in the form under root b minus c, so I will take the LCM. So it will be 216 under root 6 divided by under root 6 minus 1, and then we will have the LCM as under root 6. Okay, so now I can do what I can do is that I can just simply shift it to the numerator, so it will become 216 into under root 6 into under root 6. It will become under root 6 whole square divided by under root 6 minus 1. This will give you the result. Let's see, 216 into under root 6 whole square, it will be 1296. So 1296 divided by under root 6 minus 1. Okay, so we have just written in that form, which was, let's see what the form was. So it was a over under root b minus c. So a over under root b minus c. So our form matches that one. So this will be your answer. Okay, this is your answer for this part. Now question number 11 says that express x squared plus 4x plus 2 in the form x plus a whole square plus b, where a and b are integers. Now this is just a simple type of question, okay, and this is just repeated, and it is the most, you can say, the easiest type of question that you can just see for the quadratics. Okay, so it will be first of all x squared plus 4x plus 2. Now the first thing that we check for is that whether is there a coefficient with the x square or not, so we take that in common, but here we have the coefficient of x square as 1. So first of all, now we'll just write it in the complete square form. So this will become x square plus 4x. Now this add the square and then subtract the square of the 4, it will become plus 2 square minus 2 square plus 2 is equals to 0. Sorry, not 0, because this is a expression, it is not an equation. So x plus 2 whole square minus 4 square, no sorry, not minus 4, and we only have minus 4 because the 2 is squared, so it becomes minus 4 plus 2. So this will give you the value x plus 2 whole square minus 2. Okay, this is your answer. Let's move on to part B, which says the function f and g are defined as follows. F of x is equals to x squared plus 4x plus 2, and the domain of it is x is less than minus 2. And then for the g of x, it is minus x minus 4, and its domain is greater than minus 2. Okay, so find an expression for f inverse of x. Now you have to follow some very systematic steps to get full marks in this. Okay, so first of all, we know that f of x is equals to x squared plus 4x plus 2, and in the previous part we just figured out that it can be written in this form. Okay, so it will be f of x is equals to x plus 2 whole square minus 2. Okay, now we will write that y is equals to f of x, and now we'll substitute this, so it becomes y is equals to x plus 2 whole square minus 2. This will become y minus 2, okay, is equals to x plus 2 whole square, and now we can just take the under root of this, so it becomes under root y minus 2, because you have to make x the subject. This will become x plus 2, so x will be equal to under root y minus 2 and minus 2. Okay, so you can just write it here. Let me just swap the places of both of them. Okay, so this will be minus 2 plus under root y minus 2. Now you should write y inverse of y, f inverse of y is equals to x. So this will be f inverse of y is equals to minus 2 plus under root y minus 2, and now you can just write x instead of y, so it becomes f inverse of x is equals to minus 2 plus under root x minus 2. Okay, so this will be your answer for f inverse of x. Now one thing that I need to tell you is that when we have taken the under root, it will give you plus minus. Okay, and the plus minus will remain till here, it will be remaining till here. Okay, so now how we decide whether we are going to be taking the plus or the minus? Okay, so you can see that what is the domain of the f of x, okay, it is less than minus 2. So what are you going to be doing to get less than minus 2? Whether I'm going to be adding to minus 2, so if I add to minus 2, it will decrease the value of minus 2, okay, it will be more than minus 2. I need less than minus 2, I need more negative value, so it will be f inverse of x and minus 2 minus, because it is going to giving me the answer in minus, and it is going to be more negative, so it will be minus 2 minus under root x minus 2. So this is your final answer. Now let's move on to part 2. Find the expression for g f of inverse x, okay. So first of all, we'll need to find a composite function g f of x, and then we have to take the inverse of that. So finding g f of x, okay, so the f is the inner function and g is the outer function. So let's see what both of them is. So x plus 2 whole square minus 2, let's first of all write that. So f of x is x plus 2 whole square minus 2, and your g of x is, it is x minus 4, okay, so minus x minus 4. Now we have to find g f of x. This means that the f of x is inside the g of x, so this means minus, and then instead of x I will going to write the f function f of x, okay, so it will become x plus 2 whole square minus 2 and then minus 4, okay. Let's now open up all of this, so this will be equal to minus, and then this will become x square. Let's just write it like that, so this becomes x plus 2 whole square and plus 2 minus 4. So this will become g f of x is equals to minus x plus 2 whole square minus 2, okay. And now if I need to find the inverse of it, it is the same procedure, okay. So it will become y is equals to, now I'm going to be finding inverse, okay, I'm finding the inverse. So let's just do it with a different color so that you can differentiate between it. I'm finding the inverse, so it will be y is equals to minus x plus 2 whole square minus 2. Let's shift it to that side, so this becomes minus y minus 2 is equals to x plus 2 whole square. Now take the under root on both sides, so it becomes under root minus y minus 2 is equals to x plus 2. This will become x is equals to minus 2 plus minus, because you have taken the under root, okay, and under root minus y minus 2. Let's just write this again. So under root minus y minus 2, and now I can just simply write it as f inverse of x is equals to minus 2 plus minus under root minus y minus 2. Now I have find it out the g f of inverse x, okay, I have just find it out the g f inverse of x. Let's write it in that form. So this is the g f inverse of x, okay. And now what I'm going to be doing is that we have plus minus in this equation as well. So how I'm going to deciding that it is whether it is minus 1 or it is plus 1. So if I just look into the f of x, now f of x is its domain is always less than minus 2. It will always accept the values that are less than minus 2. So if you see that if I just plug in minus 2, so it will give you minus 2 whole square plus 4 into minus 2 is minus 8, so it will give you 4 minus 8 and plus 2, so it will be minus 2 in the end, okay. It is going to giving you the range of minus 2. So you can see that the starting value of it is from minus 2, okay. And now if I just plug in minus 3, it will give you minus 3 whole square plus 4 into minus 3 plus 2, it will give you plus 9 minus 12, if you give minus 3 plus 2, it is going to give you let's see, my plus 9 minus 12 plus 2, so it is going to give you minus 1. So what you can see, it is giving you more than or equal to minus 2 range. If you are just starting from minus 2 then going to minus 3 minus 4 like that, okay, so it is giving you more than minus 2. And what is the range of your g of x function? It is more than minus 2, so it is completely satisfying the domain of the outer function. So it is g f of x, okay, so the domain of the outer function should be satisfied by the range of the inner function. So, and the domain of your composite function is the domain of your inner function, and the range of your composite function is the range of your outer function, okay, so just remember this. So we have to look for the, now I just told you that the domain of g f of x will be domain of inner function, which is f of x, and it is x is less than or equal to minus 2. Now what I will do to get less than minus 2, it will become g f of inverse x, so it will be minus 2, and now I'm going to be subtracting something from it, so it becomes minus, okay, it will give you more negative value, so under root minus x minus 2. So this is your final answer for this question. So we have completed this paper, okay, and hope this was more understandable, and we are more vigilant and more careful when we are actually solving it more slowly, okay. So if you like this video, do share it with your friends that are going to be appearing in the October-November session, and also subscribe the channel. If this video was beneficial, do share it, and I'll be meeting you in another video. But before that, if you need the PDF of this paper, what you can do is that you can go to my website. The link is in the description, and you can go to the past paper into the A-level section, and here you can find the paper PDF, okay, of the math, physics, chemistry and biology, okay. So this was all for today. I'll be meeting you in another video. Till then, take care and goodbye.